Hello Capricorn, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future, answering the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self to ultimately create the life that you desire and deserve? As I do in all of my readings, I have pulled the overall energy and clarified those messages, as well as the overall theme for the reading, which we'll jump into in just a second, but I still have the tarot deck I'll be using, the clarification deck, and the advice deck that I'll be using to close out the reading in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Last thing, please remember that these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. All right, Capricorn, let's go ahead and jump in. In your recent past, you have synchronicity with the Ace of Swords in reverse. The synchronicity card is a card to me of like, yes, you could be seeing synchronicities, seeing numbers such as 666, 555, 222, different kinds of mirroring angel numbers. However, I also feel like this is very much a card of divine timing. And with this Ace of Swords in reverse, this is an energy of struggling to see things clearly, struggling to understand the bigger picture, struggling to see, kind of cut through the static of what's going on to see the bigger picture, which is so hard to do. So not saying you're doing anything wrong, but I do feel as if this is kind of the universe's way of saying things might not be happening in the way that you wanted them to or on your timeline. It's not that you can't get what you want, though. It's that things are going to work out. Things might work out different than you expect, but that means that they're still going to work out. Just because things aren't working out doesn't mean they're not working out. Basically is what I'm trying to say with this message. In your current energy, you have accept responsibility with the Knight of Wands. So this is very much an energy of focusing on what you can control. And I feel like, when we're not where we want to be in our life, when we don't have what it is that we desire, when we're trying to manifest and it feels like we're not getting anywhere, it's so easy to slip into the habit of trying to force what is out of our control. And that actually, in turn, can keep us from where it is we're trying to go in the first place. So the more that we can kind of bring ourselves back to our present moment and focus on what is directly within our control, while kind of letting the universe do for us what we cannot do for ourselves, that's where we start to create whatever it is that we want. However, that energy is where we have to work through our fear and our anxiety and our self-doubt and our beliefs that we can't get there, that it's not for us, that it will never happen. That's why we go into kind of control mode, is because we doubt. We doubt that we'll never have what it is that we truly desire. And the universe is telling you right now is not a time to doubt. Now is a time to act in accordance with what's within your control. Now, the overall theme of this reading is transmute. The way that I really view just kind of the concept of transmutation, of being the alchemist of your own life, is facing the fear and turning that fear into faith. So facing the things that you're afraid to do that might actually end up being the best, path for you. Facing the things that feel exciting, but that you've held yourself back from because you didn't think you could do it, or you didn't think you had what it took. Because in your immediate future, you have take a risk with the Six of Wands here. So this is about, moving in alignment with leaps of faith. A lot of people think, oh, I took a leap of faith. I quit my job and I started my business, but nothing's happening. That means that the universe doesn't have my back. Like, I'm failing. A lot of times what a leap of faith really entails is committing to the life that you truly wish to live, the life that you truly desire, and showing up for that life even when it doesn't feel like it's happening. In fact, most people give up when things get hard. Most people give up when there are obstacles and there are challenges and there are, those beliefs come up that you're not good enough and that it will never happen for you. And the people who do succeed in whatever it is that they want to create are the people who don't give up in the face of those challenges, because the Six of Wands is an energy of success, of being where you want to be. And I feel like, the universe is saying you can have this, you can get to where you want to go, but you're going to need to act coming from a place of faith instead of a place of control, which is not an easy thing to do. So, a lot going on here. Let's break it down. Let's start with this reset past energy. Synchronicity with the Ace of Swords in reverse. What does Capricorn need to know about this past energy? Emperor in reverse, 5 of Wands. All right, control, control, control. And I knew this was going to be the overall theme of the reading is, controlling versus kind of letting go and getting into the flow of life and getting into the flow of co-creation with the universe. Because when we're trying to create the life that we truly desire, we have to be willing to trust the universe so deeply that we can let go of what is out of our control, while also trusting so deeply that the universe has our back and is going to take care of whatever it is that we're needing the universe to take care of. Now, this 5 of Wands is saying, sometimes when we're in places of control, when we're trying to force certain paths or certain relationships, or even just focusing on things that are outside of our control, we are in that moment actually resisting ourselves from getting to where we want to go, because control and the underlying root of control is fear. And when we're acting from a place of fear, we are going to create the experience of more fear, more things to be afraid of, more things to stress about, more things to worry about. But when we act from a place of faith and we really lean on the universe's guidance and the universe having our back, that's where we ultimately create what it is that we're looking for. But it's so hard to do, because how do you believe the universe has your back if you've never experienced it, right? Well, the extent to which we experience the support of the universe is directly correlated to the extent that we believe in it. If you start taking steps in faith and trusting that the universe has your back and learning to recognize and follow divine guidance, that is going to get you so much further than trying to force and control and manipulate outcomes. Now, you're doing that or have done that in the past because you're afraid. You were afraid that you were never going to get to where you want to go. You were never going to have what it is that you need and desire, and nobody can fault you for that. So this isn't saying shame on you, Capricorn, you're doing it all wrong. This is saying trying to shift a perspective and go about this in a different way might actually end up creating different results for you. But this is past energy, so we'll kind of get to where things are at now in a little bit. All right, a little bit more. Yeah, 2 of Pentacles in reverse, 9 of Swords, Knight of Wands in reverse. Anxiety, fear, self-doubt, insecurity, all of this is so completely normal. I think that one of the things that I've learned in my life, just as being a spiritual coach and having lived in this lifetime, is that most people are living their lives in pursuit of trying to avoid what could go wrong instead of trying to pursue from a place of what could go right. And that's very natural. Our ego is not to be demonized. Its sole purpose is to keep us alive. And sometimes it'll keep us in places or in situations that actually aren't really what's best for us or aren't what's good for us, because it knows it can survive it. And it's more afraid of what would go wrong if you chose to embrace the unknown than it is, continuing to stay stuck in a cycle. Because this 2 of Pentacles in reverse is, prioritizing the wrong things. And I feel like what you've been prioritizing is your fear of what could go wrong. Again, that is so human and so natural, and nobody can fault you for that. But what we pursue from, the energy that we put out, is the energy that we get back. So when we're pursuing from a place of fear of what could go wrong, we keep ourselves stuck in an energy of not experiencing what could go right. So, who was that? It was Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey gave a speech, and it's one of my favorite speeches of all time. I don't know why, you wouldn't expect it from a comedian, but it's one of my favorite, just kind of general life advice speeches. But in it, he talks about how his dad wanted to be a comedian when he was younger, and he was very good at it. But then he had a child, and he was afraid of failing in the pursuit of his dream of being a comedian, that he decided to play it safe and get a job as an accountant. And he was an accountant, I guess, from the time, I think until he was 5 years old. Jim Carrey was 5 years old. And he said, and then my dad lost his job. And we couldn't afford, the bills, and things were, just as scary as it would have been if he would have failed going after his dream. And it was kind of a way, what he was saying was sometimes we play it safe because we think, oh, this is where I have more control. This is where things are more predictable. But even within what we believe is predictable is actually still unpredictable. And so basically it's kind of that energy of we have nothing to lose by just trying to pursue dreams, trying to go after our goals, trying to trust that we are made for more than just survival. And I feel like that's a lot of what this reading is about for you, Capricorn, is getting out of this energy of, of survival and stepping into this energy of thriving, of getting to experience a life that is beyond what you even currently think is possible for you. Recent past for Capricorn. I had one person comment on one of my videos once, and they said something like, oh, your videos are so unrealistic and fantasy-like, it's really depressing. And, it's funny because sometimes comments will be a little triggering, but I'll have to brush them off. But that one, I actually had immense amounts of empathy for that person because I get that thought process. I get the thought process of thinking that the life that you desire is too good to be true because I've been there. I was in a life where I was working a job that I hated, where I was in relationships that treated me poorly. My life was drama-filled. I was sick all the time. My mental health struggled literally every single day of my life. And I never believed that a different reality was possible for me. And until I started kind of going through a spiritual awakening and getting to, strengthening my relationship with the universe, then I started taking steps in a different direction. I started uncovering more authentic dreams for myself, and I started taking steps towards those. And before I knew it, I was living a life that I never even thought was possible. So when we look at what we want in this world and we think that's too good to be true, right then in that moment, we are saying, I can't have that. And the universe is going to respond directly to that and say, okay, you are right. And I think that that's where we have to learn that we limit ourselves to the life that we desire by what we think is possible. And when you start to think from a perspective of more being possible for you instead of from a perspective of being afraid of what could go wrong, then you start to create better experiences. But it's not easy to do. So this energy of being confused, a little bit lost. I feel like this past energy is an energy of feeling a little bit lost. And this Three of Swords is an energy of being in pain, of hurting, of struggling, of suffering. And I feel like, it's important for me to validate your emotions and for you to understand that your suffering and what you've been through isn't your fault. Your trauma isn't your fault. I'm not sitting here saying shame on you for trying to control and manipulate your circumstances. You deserve to hurt. You deserve to suffer. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there is a different reality out there that's possible for you. This is supposed to be a message of hope, a message of excitement, that the life that you truly desire and the life that you're truly, that you might think is too good to be true, is absolutely possible for you. So I feel like this is kind of this energy. We started talking about divine timing. Sometimes we're not ready for what it is that we truly desire because we're not the person that believes that we are good enough for it. We're not the person that believes that we're capable enough to create it. And through, failure, through setbacks, through loss, through all of the things that hurt, through that pain, we heal deeper parts of ourselves that allow us to believe differently, that allow us to see that we actually are deserving, we are capable, we are supported by the universe. And as you go through this process, I feel like that's really what's being uncovered. I wanted to shuffle again. Okay, current energy for Capricorn. You have accept responsibility with the Knight of Wands. Spend a lot of time looking at your past energy. And I feel like there's a reason for that. See, you're fighting against lifelong beliefs here. Page of Wands with the Lovers in reverse. Lifelong beliefs starting in childhood about what's possible for you, what you're deserving of. And I think that, so much of the time we're like, oh, I think I'm deserving of good things. But if you truly believed you were deserving of good things, you'd be experiencing the good things that you desire. And that's not to say, you haven't done any healing or you haven't done any work on yourself. It's just saying maybe you haven't gotten to the root of it yet. Because a lot of where, our life really is a reflection of what we believe that we deserve. of what we believe is possible for us even. And when society is putting us in a little box, or our family is putting us in a little box and saying, this is what you have to do. You have to, you have to follow this specific path. You have to have this kind of career. You have to, you have to have a family. You have to be a wife or a husband. Like when you're told what you have, not that there is literally nothing wrong with those things, but when you are told that you have to do certain things and that your path has to be a certain way, you lose sight of what you want. Capricorn, you lose sight of what you believe you can do. And you start to take on the beliefs of what everybody around you has told you that you're capable of, or that that is possible for you. And this is about breaking out of that. I think that so much of the time we're taught our worth is about what is going to make other people happy. It's like, oh, well, you have to do these things and you have to please your family and you have to please society, because if you're not doing those things, then you're worthless. You don't have the value that you would have if you were doing those things. And it's about learning to reframe the way that you view your value. Everybody on this earth has a unique purpose, a unique gift, a unique path. A unique way to get both them closer to love and then be able to, help others get closer to love, whether it's through, a purpose, pursuing some sort of purpose, or just simply existing in a state of truly loving themselves. And when we learn that our purpose isn't about making other people happy, but about making sure that we are focusing on what is going to make us happy. And that's not like saying, be selfish, screw everybody else's needs, it's all about you. It's saying that you can only fill the needs of other people. You can only show up for the people that you love or the things that you enjoy doing to the extent that you're showing up for yourself first. And if so much of your life has been about avoiding what could go wrong instead of pursuing what could go right, then this whole time you've been pursuing from a place of fear, wanting things to be better than they were and getting frustrated that they're not, when in reality the path that you're on is coming from this place of, I'm afraid that I can't. I'm afraid I'm not good enough, so I'm going to settle. I'm going to choose to make myself small to fit into these certain areas or in these certain relationships, because if I don't, then I don't have value. I'm not good enough. And this energy is about transmuting that energy, that fear, and all of the trauma and the self-doubt that has come from that into faith, into recognizing that you are powerful, you are deserving of being confident, you are capable. Current energy for Capricorn. Your life should be a reflection of what you believe is possible for you, of what you want, not a reflection of what everybody else wants for you. I feel like you're stepping into it. Yeah, I knew it. See, you're tired of this life. You're tired of this way of living. You're tired of this existence. And you're stepping into a new beginning. You have the Four of Swords in reverse, the Fool, and the World in reverse. I feel like you've been stuck in a cycle for a while, like the same old, being in places and situations that reflect back to you maybe what other people wanted or expected of you, and not what it is that you truly want. And this is a very challenging time. So I want you to understand that everything that you're feeling is valid. All of the doubt, all the fear, the anxiety, the insecurity, all of it is completely understandable and completely valid. Don't let it decide for you, though. Don't let your fear tell you what you can and can't do. Don't let your insecurity tell you how valuable you are or are not. Don't let your self-doubt tell you that you can or can't. Allow yourself to decide for yourself what is possible for you and what you're deserving of. And all of that self-doubt and that anxiety, that's just noise. It's valid, and you have to be able to feel it and give it, time and energy and space, but you do not have to believe it. You do not have to believe all of the things that you tell yourself, all of the ways you tell yourself you're not good enough, all the ways you tell yourself you're not capable. You don't have to believe that. You get to live a life that makes you happy. That is your birthright. Living a life that makes you feel happy and fulfilled is your birthright, but nobody can do that for you. You have to be the one that steps into that energy of saying, I am deserving of more, I am capable of more, and I feel like this is the time, like this is your time. Capricorn, I don't know if you're going through like an awakening. I don't know if you're going through just kind of these realizations of I can't do this anymore. I want more for myself. I don't know what it is, but this is your time to step into a new beginning in your life, to start to define for you who you are, what you're about, and what you can do. There's no more waiting on other people. There's no more waiting, trying to please other people. This is about you. choosing a life that makes you happy. Current energy for Capricorn. And I like it. And that's where we got to focus on what we can control, right? Because if you're waiting on other people to choose you, to value you, to promote you, I don't know what the case is. You got to stop waiting on other people. You have to start choosing to believe that choosing yourself is only going to lead you to good things. Trusting in yourself, taking a leap of faith by trusting that you are capable and deserving of more is going to lead to good things. Are you going to succeed the first time? There's absolutely no guarantee of that. But you might fail. You might fall on your face. But you know what? You're going to pick yourself up. You're going to learn what you need to, and you're going to move forward in a way that's going to take you even further than you would have gone if you stayed where you're at right now, because you are not happy where you are at right now. You're hurting. With the Three of Swords, you're hurting. And you're hurting in the same ways that you were hurting in the past. And this Three of Swords is not going to go away until you decide to make a change. And you have all of the power that you need, all of the tools, all of the support, all of the love, all of the guidance that you need to make that possible for yourself. But it has to be your choice. You have to be the one to say, it's my time. I'm done with this. I'm choosing this. And you don't even really necessarily have to know what it is that you're looking for. You don't need to have a full step-by-step plan. You just need to start putting the energy out there. Spirit, help me. Guide me toward the right path. Guide me toward the direction that I need to go. Guide me to the answer. Guide me to, my next step. The answers will come, but you have to be willing to be open to them before they can. Remember, this is all happening in divine timing. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. You're exactly where you need to be to get to where you want to be. So everything that has happened in your life has happened to get you here in this mindset, in this decision-making capacity that you have. And now you have the choice to take all the knowledge, everything you've learned, all the ways you've learned that you are good enough, you are capable, you are deserving, and it is time to put it to the freaking test. It's time to say, okay, I'm done talking about it. I'm now down to be about it. When you get in tune with the life that you want to live, you have to start being the person that you need to be to live that life. And now is your time to do that. And maybe you've been doing that, and this is just confirmation. Yes, Capricorn, keep it up. Keep taking those risks. Keep having faith in the process, and you're gonna get there. You are going to get there. Transmuting fear to faith is about facing the fear. It's about living through and choosing to experience the fear without believing it. What does Capricorn need to know moving forward? Chariot. Progress. Forward movement. Now moving forward is, what you can expect should you choose to move forward in alignment with your higher self. Should you choose to take steps in faith? Should you choose to trust yourself? You have the Chariot right there. Success. Forward movement. I think that so much of the time we avoid a short-term uncomfortable reality for what could be in the future. We're afraid to lose our job because how are we going to, or we're afraid to leave our job because how are we going to figure it out? Or we're afraid to start a business because I don't know where to start. Or we're afraid to lose the relationship that doesn't serve us because I don't want to be alone. We're afraid to do these things that keep us stuck in a reality that doesn't make us happy. But that fear will continue to keep you from the life that you are literally here to live. We have a fate and we have a destiny. We're fated to a certain experience based on our limiting beliefs and our trauma and how society holds us back. But we have a choice to break out of that and choose our destiny. Choose to live a life that allows us to be fulfilled and happy and abundant and all of the things that we don't think we can have because it sounds too good to be true. Immediate future for Capricorn. Take the leap, Capricorn. Take the leap. Look at that. A Hierophant and the freaking Ten of Pentacles. Our life is a direct reflection of our beliefs, right? We already talked about that. what you believe you're deserving of, what you believe you're capable of, how much you believe you're supported by the universe, your life is going to be a direct reflection of those beliefs. The abundance that you desire, this 10 of Pentacles that you're looking for, this exists. This is meant for you. This abundance is yours. Okay? No doubt about that. No question about that. But your perspective, with the Hierophant here, of whether or not it's possible, you can do it, that you're supported, this is going to directly depend on whether or not you can create this. So this is possible. This is your blockage to get there. Not necessarily your blockage, but your solution. Adopting new beliefs, adopting a different perspective. I am supported by the universe. I am capable. My life does have purpose. I'm here to live in that purpose. I'm here to experience the love and the abundance, everything that it is that I desire. That is not too good to be true. It's not. You might be like, of course it is. I've never experienced it. I promise you, it's not. But you thinking that it is too good to be true is part of the reason why we haven't created it. Okay? Which is, again, human and natural and understanding and understandable. And if everyone just was able to create the life of their dreams like this, I wouldn't have a job. I wouldn't have a purpose. Okay? So trust me, I'm not sitting here saying that any of this is easy, nor am I sitting here saying that that it's like a smooth process. Like, I guess I'm not trying to say, like, you're going to snap your fingers and you can believe in alignment with what it is that you want, and then all of a sudden everything's going to happen. Okay, no, I've lived it. It was years of sitting there and constantly retraining my brain, of taking old thoughts and old patterns and old beliefs and believing in alignment with new patterns, new thoughts, and new beliefs. It is literally a process. But when we choose to avoid that process and stay where we're at, we keep ourselves from what's possible. And the universe is saying, no, it's your time, Capricorn. Step into this new beginning, step into this new life, and really cool things I think are going to start to unfold for you. Immediate future for Capricorn. It's supposed to be scary, okay? It's supposed to be scary. You're supposed to feel out of control. It's supposed to be a lot of unknown. It's not a bad thing. It's where the universe can swoop in and do for you what you cannot for yourself. What can Capricorn expect moving forward? Two of Cups and the Justice. Look, there you are. Queen of Pentacles, whether you're male or female. This is getting what you deserve. This is getting not just what you deserve, but what aligns with your heart. You know, the Two of Cups is connection to self. Balance between the feminine and the masculine within you is kind of the way that I always see it. The light and the dark, I guess, is a better way of saying that. Finding that relationship with self, connecting to yourself deeply, connecting to your heart, connecting to what, it's like finding your calling almost. That's kind of what this feels like. It's like finding your calling in this life. And as you step into that energy, it's going to feel a lot like losing yourself. Because finding who you really are and connecting with who you're truly meant to be is about getting rid of everything that everyone has ever told you that you are. You know, who we truly are gets buried under expectations and beliefs and, from our parents and from society and from everyone around us. And we have to learn to break out of that and start to adopt new beliefs in alignment with who we truly are. So it's kind of like uncovering you, uncovering your truth, uncovering like your purpose in a way. It's a very powerful energy, uncovering your purpose, finding your calling. I don't know. And I think that, right now you might be like, oh, I don't know. That doesn't feel like me because I feel super lost right now. This isn't finding your calling or what you're really meant to do isn't something that just falls in your lap. You don't wake up one day and get a job offer and you're like, oh, wow, cool, sick. Like I found my calling. That's not what it is. It's about discovering it through uncovering what it is that you truly desire, what it is you want to experience, what brings, what makes you feel passionate, what makes you excited, what, makes you feel good about yourself. What do you enjoy? How do you enjoy spending your time? Where do you enjoy putting your energy? it's about uncovering it, but being courageous enough to uncover it, which is where a lot of people are waiting for it, but, are struggling with the courage to really start to uncover it. And maybe you get it wrong the first time, okay? Maybe this path that you thought was your calling isn't your calling. That means you are one step closer to figuring it out, though. So the only thing you have to lose is essentially staying exactly where you're at, which is not where you want to be. And I think that when you look at it that way, you're like, oh, wow, yeah, it's possible. I just have to believe it. All right, we're going to hop on over to the extended, Capricorn. So this was what you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self. The extended is what you can do right now to ensure you're moving forward in alignment with your higher self. So a little bit more kind of tangible advice associated. So kind of more the spiritual coaching aspect of the reading. So any information for that is in the description box below. Thank you so much, Capricorn, as always, for your support of my channel. I do obviously hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, Capricorn, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Capricorn.